it's Corey, and welcome aboard my 32-foot Marinette. Join me in my trip as I take her from Cambridge, Maryland to Annapolis, Maryland. It is 1:15 in the morning. Got to the boat a while ago, earlier tonight, and I'm about to put the carburetor back on the engine. So there's the carburetor, there's the engine. Alright, so this is another update on the boat. So I switched both the carburetors. Last night I put the original carburetor back on the starboard side here, and that still wouldn't run. So I kind of gave up on that carburetor. That's the one over here. I swapped both of them, and so now this engine, which is the newer one, is running good. So I'm just going to try to take it back on just this engine. And then this engine over here has the bad carb, and this is the one that was also overheating a little bit when I took it out for the test drive. So I'm just going to use the one that wasn't overheating. Everything's good with this one. This one has 781 hours on it, while this one over here has 1930 hours on it. So it has significantly more use, just as a fact to note. So I'm going to be getting out of here in the next few minutes. I'm gonna move her just by using the lines to the dock that's over here, and then I'm gonna take off from there in probably about 20 minutes. Alright, so I got the one engine running and I got her out of the dock. We're right at the end of this finger pier here. The wind died down a little bit, so I'm gonna take this opportunity to get out of here. So yeah, the wind's coming from this direction. So I'm just gonna push off and then head out that way. Start heading up the bay channel. Alright, so we're detached right now. Right now my plan is kind of just to drift sideways here and then hit the gas once I get to the opening. So I'm acting as a sailboat basically right now. Alrighty, so just like that, we are out. So this is just a short clip to demonstrate the pitch of the boat while I was making the trip. So at this point you might be wondering why I'm doing this by myself and why I'm doing it in this type of weather conditions. Answer the first question. I was supposed to be doing it with about 3 or 4 other people, but they ended up bailing on me, so I was stuck to do it by myself. And I had to do it the weekend that I did it because I had a haul out scheduled for midweek the the week after, so this was on a Sunday, and I had a haul out scheduled for Wednesday, and I can only leave the academy on the weekends, so I had to leave on the Sunday. The day after, it was supposed to be really calm, but I couldn't really go out on Monday. For safety precautions, I had a marine radio, flares, cell phone, bilge pumps, and I had like a Navionics app that I used to navigate, so I knew I had a way to navigate and ways to communicate with shore. I also purchased the week before a Towboat US membership, which allowed me to get unlimited towing up to $3,000 at once for up to 25 miles, which was enough for what I was doing. You might be wondering also why it took me 2 hours to exit the dock in Cambridge, the slip there. That was because I was handling about 6 lines and operating the engine all by myself, so it took a little bit longer than I expected to, because I had to adjust all the lines like one at a time, and then since the wind was pushing me back into the slip, I had to put the engine in forward to be able to push against the wind, so that was a bit of a struggle there. As you can see from the videos here, the seas aren't the most calm. They're about 3 to 4 foot seas, and then I'm not sure of the exact winds this day, but they were pretty strong. So this water that I'm in right now, that is the Chop Tank River. Out in the bay, there was about 5 to 6 foot seas. Shortly after I entered in the bay, my one engine started to backfire a little bit, so I just played the safe option and I called Towboat US, and then they towed me to a marina in Knapps Narrows. It's actually on an island there, and the guy that sold me the boat was nice enough to give me a ride most of the way back to the academy. By the time I ended up getting back, it was about 2.5 hours after the time I was supposed to be back, but they were all really nice and accommodating at the academy. This right here is the only image that I captured while being towed by the tow jam. Then this is a picture after the boat's all tied up at Knapps Narrows. This is an image from Monday, the day after I went back to the academy. They towed the boat the rest of the way, which is about 20 miles across the Chesapeake, and the water was flat that day. Well, thank you for joining me on my first expedition on my Marinette.